Hello everyone. Yes, this video here today, another interesting video. I would like to talk about dialects. Okay, now the dialect I'm going to be talking about here is the Ebonics. Okay, dialect. Okay, now I've had a lot of people in the past, and I'm still having people here asking me, like, well, why do black people say words like this, like that? And it's kind of annoying, but like again, you have to consider the source of ignorance. Like I was saying the other day, it's not a bad thing. People just don't know. But yeah, they ask me stuff like, why do we say, like, for example, math? Some people we will say math with a like math. We will say math. Now, before I go further, I'm not saying all black people, but a lot of black people speak like this, Ebonics. Those black people who speak Ebonics, you're speaking Ebonics, know what I'm talking about. But math, and then the converse, we say conversate. Like I say, I want to conversate with you right now. I want to conversate with her. Conversate. And then ask. A-K-S. Ask. Like ask. I'm going to ask him. Ask him something. Ask. Okay? So they ask, like, why do you guys like talk like that? They don't know about this Ebonics thing. And a lot of people are like ignorant. They will say things like, oh, this is unintelligent. They speak like this, they're unintelligent. But no, that's not the case. I don't even have to go through that again. It has nothing to do with intelligence. It's just how people, that's how people were speaking. That's how we spoke growing up. Okay? We spoke that way. So you can't really, that's just like, for example, like I always use my mother-in-law, for example, like she's from Taiwan, and when she speaks like the Mandarin, she speaks like she doesn't, I don't know, it's like she'll say like Chir Fan, she would say Chir Huan, like she won't say it right. But does that mean she's unintelligent? Doesn't mean she's unintelligent. Okay, now that's just how we speak. And someone tried to correct me not too long ago. They said that, well, in your videos you're saying conversate instead of converse. It's not conversate, it's converse. No, it's conversate. Where I come from, it's conversate. So it's kind of aggravating to me. Like, I know I say consider the source, the ignorance and stuff, but it's especially when it's coming from another American. Okay, we both grew up, we were born in this country, and they try to correct my English. Okay, that's what's really aggravating. I look at that as sort of an arrogance. Okay, that's sort of arrogant. But if they don't know about Ebonics, then hey, maybe I can give them a pass. But that's how we speak. So there's an article here talking about this. It says added bonus irregardless of what you think conversate is a word. And I'm going to post this up in the video description box, and I want you guys to go check it out. I'm thinking about reading it now for the bigots, because I know I have a lot of bigots watching my videos. They don't want to let me see here. Yeah, should I read this? Okay, yeah, I'll go ahead and read it. Okay, so it says, so a bunch of people noted in yesterday's Ebonics thread that conversate wasn't a word because it wasn't in the Oxford English Dictionary. Well, I had nothing better to do today, so I decided to call up the Oxford English Dictionary people and see if I could get an editor to talk to me. Jesse Shadlord, editor at large for the Oxford English Dictionary, was nice enough to bring some knowledge to this most important subject. So there's like an interview going on here. So is conversate a word? Of course it's a word. The question is it acceptable? There are a lot of things that are acceptable in some situations and not acceptable in others. Table is generally acceptable, but I don't want to use these words. I'll let you guys see, but these two words might not be. In some cases they would. It's the same for hopefully or irregardless. They're all words, but it behoves us to be serious and ask, is it acceptable in this context? If you're delivering the State of Union address, maybe this bad word is not acceptable. If you're having sex with your girlfriend, maybe it's acceptable. Okay, if a word is in the Oxford English Dictionary, does that mean it isn't actually a word? No, not at all. No dictionary can include all words. The Oxford English Dictionary can only cover a small fraction of all words out there. There's nothing official about Oxford English Dictionary or any other dictionary out there. People sometimes think that it is or pretend that it is. I think it's the most comprehensive and best research. But there are zillions of words that are not in the Oxford English Dictionary. Our goal is to include things that are in widespread use. We don't care about things like whether they're acceptable, ungrammatical, or offensive. There are times when we have many words for the same concept. People say we don't need conversate, we have converse. Well then, we don't need hip because we have cool. We don't need illness because we have melody. There are factors that we look at. They include how widespread something really is. How long has it been around? How broad is its use? A word that's in widespread use in many places is more likely to be included than a word that is only used in a small place but is widespread. More, what fuels the notion that certain words aren't really words? There are a lot of different things. People feel that there is a certain kind of language that's appropriate and a certain type that isn't appropriate. And these judgments are based on many things. Some may make sense, some might not. People take these things very seriously. People are told things about the language in school that are demonstrably untrue, and they think anyone who doesn't follow along with those beliefs is stupid or wrong. Let me give you an example. In terms of looking at things historically, at the beginning of this conversation, you pronounce the word ask as ask. This is something that people often object to. People say it's the wrong pronunciation and it's stupid. But if you look at the history of the English language, you can't tell if the correct pronunciation is ax or ask. The ax pronunciation goes back 1,000 years. It's in Beowulf. It's in Chaucer. What happened was both were in use, but at some point, the dialect in which the ask pronunciation was used became dominant. But both continue and have been in use since then. When you look at America, the ax pronunciation is widespread in Southern American English. African Americans use this because they were in the South. It's not especially African American, but it's Southern. Now, if you look at other Germanic language, the correct pronunciation is in fact ask, but you can't tell that looking just at English, and it ultimately doesn't matter. If I ask you to name the ordinal number between second and fourth, you will say what? Third. Right, third, but the old pronunciation is thread. It comes from three. But if you were to say thread, you would be considered a moron, even though it's correct. Will Conversate be included after the next revision of Oxford English Dictionary? It's very likely to go in. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And they have a lot of comments down here, and there were people down here. They were admitting that they used to correct their friends on that, and they were ignorant to that, you know, that the information. So they don't correct anymore. So this is just like the other languages I've talked about. We shouldn't be correcting people unless they want to be corrected. Now, I'm a native English speaker. Hey, I speak a dialect. I don't want you to correct my English, okay? I know the correct terms, but like I said, I'm not getting a job now. This is not a job interview. This is my YouTube channel. I can talk however I want to talk, okay? And I'm not going to change it. So if you guys expect me to switch up the way I change, you might as well unsubscribe and don't watch my videos, because I'm not. I'm going to continue to talk this way. All right, I'm proud of it. I'm proud of the way I speak because I'm proud of who I am. So I'm not going to change the way I speak. So those of you who are out there doing this need to fall out. Need to stop doing this, because it's just shows, to me, it shows arrogance. That's what it is, and I don't like arrogance. I really don't like it. So yeah, and it goes the same. It's not just you know, there are people like, you know, where I came from, they will make fun of, like, they will say something about like a person speaking proper. They say, oh, you sound like a white dude, or blah blah blah. It's the same stuff, and we all need to stop doing that. It's just, you know, I'm not going to judge you based on the way you speak, because I know that you grew up in a certain area. I'm not gonna say, oh, why you speak like that. You speak the way you speak because where you grew up. That's why. I speak the way I speak because of where I grew up. So I'm not going to switch it up. I know that some of the words aren't like formal, or whatever you want to call it. I'm going to speak however I speak. I'm going to speak my normal speech. That's how I'm going to speak. So yeah, I just want to make this video about that. And yep, let me know what you guys think. I just wanted to I want to make this video, and I want to have a discussion on this and get more opinions. I talked with a few people, and some people told me that it is a sign of arrogance when someone corrects you, especially if you guys are from the same country. They said that it is a sign of arrogance. So what do you guys think? If okay, like, we're both from America, if I'm speaking a certain way and you correct me, is that a sign of arrogance? What do you think? I think that's arrogant. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Look forward to you guys' comments and video response or whatever. And thanks for viewing.